Growing up in a family of 6 boys and 1 girl, learning skills that are hinging on self-reliance was very crucial. So ourselves in our households and neighboring households, we were able to be involved in subsistence farming, where we produced crops for our food supplies, and we also kept small livestock such as indigenous chickens. Now, when you look at southern part of Africa or sub-Saharan Africa, the trend is quite similar because every household based in rural communities have to practice some kind of agriculture in order for them to meet their daily needs in terms of food supplies, household income, and other requirements in terms of livelihood assets. So agriculture plays a very big role. I am Christopher Kanyama, currently studying a Doctor of Philosophy in Innovation at University of New England. Originally, I'm coming from Zambia, where I work as a Principal Livestock Research Officer. The research station focuses on 2 major mandates. The first one is the conservation of animal genetic resources. So under this program, we are focusing on conserving indigenous cattle, but under the same program, we are also conserving indigenous chickens. So our role is to identify socially, economically important breeds, which we are able to multiply at the research station. I think we can learn lessons from the past experiences, where in the 80s, most rural communities mainly depended on indigenous varieties of crops, for example, maize, groundnuts, and sunflower. They mainly selected from their harvest the best seed that they could plant in the next season. However, at the moment, no farmers are using those particular varieties. They've all disappeared, meaning that the farmers have to depend on commercial varieties of crops. What that means to the rural communities is that if we lose these indigenous chickens, these rural communities will have nothing to depend on in terms of their household income and also household food security. The approach that we need to use in research at the moment is that which involves the communities. It must not leave those communities, especially rural communities, behind. Studying in Australia, particularly at the University of New England, has exposed me to a number of important insights, some of which can be utilized or applied in my country. There is what they call triple helix, where the research, which is done by universities mostly, is working side by side with the institutions such as the industry and government, so that policy and plans on research are done side by side in order to respond to the needs of the rural communities. And I think if we are able to use or adopt some of these approaches to research for my country, that will be very helpful in mobilizing resources and bringing major skills in terms of researchers, and also responding to the challenges that the rural communities are facing. So that is a very important insight that I think we need to think about as a country.